Okay, hopefully this should work. Yep, streaming. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the match between Chris and Chris just passed. So 13-point match, and Chris is leading 8-7, and this is the 10th round of the UK Open. And both of these players, I think, have won 7 matches. And if you lose five, then you're out. So both players have got 2 more lives left. Chris has got a slight lead in the match. He's 5 away, 6 away. What's going on here? 6-5. Okay, so Chris has definitely got an advantage. He's going to make the 9 point. I'm going to put on my fancy new arrows things. Hopefully that will work. So now you'll be able to see my arrows on the screen, I think. Anyway, back to the match. Just a test. Did that work? Yeah, okay. Alright, so Chris has definitely got an advantage. Oh, he had two in the air. So 6-3. Yeah, obviously making the ace. You don't want to leave a shot here. Obviously making the ace. 3-6 is okay. Yeah, probably not leaving the anchor. Played it so quickly. People try and out outspeed their opponent, but who's outspeeding who is the question. So he's probably up in the race. Mike's probably up in the race. Mike is old fogey, so he needs to run. Chris should just hit, and I think can come to the 18 point. Probably. I always tell people that your priority in backgammon is to escape your rear checkers, so why not do that here? I mean, we can see we can make the 2 point with this, but um, these are 2 of 4s. Yeah, but then you have like a man burnt here, and you're still behind. So say he comes in on the 4 point. What's the cube action? Okay, now that's a very bad sequence specifically for the move that Chris made, because you can see that Mike came all the way out, and then Chris doesn't have his back checkers on the 18. He's got them 4 pips back. So of course, had he have thought about a 4-6, Chris would have preferred to have made the escaping play here. And Mike's now favourite. So it's not automatic to make the 5 point here. Chris has got a 5 point board, so he's leaving 4 numbers, and they're deadly. Plus, of course, the double 6 and the double 4. So that's 6 numbers, which is more than 16%. Is anyone watching this? I wonder. So I probably wouldn't make the point. It's not necessary. You can make it. This is too much. So this is a hit. It's going to be too good on almost, I think, every possible sequence. I don't see any other play making the 9. Okay, so Chris is looking to win 2 points here. Although 2 points doesn't do him much of an advantage in match equity terms. I mean, winning 1 point is pretty handy. Of course, he plays on, and this is like again this speed, this crazy speed. Or maybe it's just that the plays are obvious, so fair enough. And Chris will play on. Chris probably hoped for a. You could take two checkers off there, but I don't know. Um, I mean, in all likelihood, it looks like Mike's gonna either be cubed out or save the gammon. I mean, Chris's expectancy here is maybe 1.3 points, 1.4. So if we could settle, Chris would go to 9.4. Of course, he can't hit here. It's far too dangerous to leave your opponent a shot. But as you see, Mike has got, he's just got loads of time to bring these five checkers in. That's going to help massively. So it's pretty much done and dusted. And yeah, Chris is, now looking to probably go 9-7 up. So he'll be 4 away from from Paradise. How he can make the 2 point here? Should probably look at it. He doesn't look at. He could. He could have. He could have. With the double one, he could have. He could have. I'm trying to click back to the move, but every time I. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to forego. And so we can see that Chris is just never winning a gammon here. It came down to this position unless he literally rolls double six, double five, and his opponent limps. Rolls really bad numbers, then it's over. And I'm delighted. I think I've got 3 watchers. I assume I'm one of them. If anyone wants to say hello in the chat, anyone? I'm going to say hello. There you go. Don't be shy. Never a gammon. So Chris is going to go 4 away. Daniel is watching, and I don't know if I know Daniel at all. I'm guessing he's Chilean. Is Vargas a Chilean name? That would be cool. So it's interesting, like people that I've never met, watching. So anyway, or maybe he wasn't Chilean, he was Argentinian. That's why we lost him. So Mike's he's got kind of some sort of advantage here. He didn't want to think about cubing the last go. Fair enough. He's still got an advantage. Is this enough to cube? Possibly. I mean, what's the pip count? I haven't got the pip count on the board here. So I would probably hit loose on the. I probably would have made this and hit loose with the 4. I mean, you can point. Yeah, I like this play. I'm not sure if it's right, but I just like it. And the idea is that, if your opponent comes in on the 1 point here, you've got a block in front of him. Whereas if you just shift to the 2 point, you've got points open in between. These points would be open. It's pretty fast. It's pretty difficult to highlight stuff. So even though now Mike's got a man in the air, he's definitely. I mean, this looks like a cube. If Chris does this, it's giving 1s and 6s. It would be an easy take. What's going on? Why would you not make the 21 point? I mean, I'm not sure, but I think I would have made the 21 point there. So he's not picked his dice up. Why not just make the 21? You don't really care about this man being hit, so it's much more of an improvement to your position to make the 21 here. And we're back to 3. Fantastic. Please don't go. Don't leave me. So yeah, Mike's definitely favourite. Now not as much of a favourite. He can just run this man all the way if he wants, or he can make Could he have made the... Oh, he can make the 18. I didn't see that. So he could just make this point here. And Chris is choosing to do this, but I think, he should have given consideration to splitting his back men. And couldn't they play even faster? Okay, so Mike will definitely need to be not after this roll, so Chris should make the anchor, presumably because he's outboarded. Double six is going to... What's double six going to do? Make this with 3 and then come out? Leaving the 5 shot? I mean, you don't want to make the ace. What's this? Yeah, this is possible, but then you leave a 5. I don't know why that people are so hell-bent on playing quickly. I mean, you can just relax a little bit, make it a little bit easier for me, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, what's he doing? Okay, so when people move the checkers around like this really quickly, it means they don't have a fucking clue what to do. I'm not saying I do either, but one way to sort of make try and make the right players just to relax, breathe, and just sort of have a look at the position, see what's happening. So cubing here is definitely reasonable. Um, he's escaped. He's escaped one of his back checkers. He's got 7. What's going on? He didn't cube that. Why did you not cube? So double 4 not particularly good. Chris is now going to make the 4-point great roll, and now he's going to have an extra man covering the outfield here. This man is covering all the 6-2s, 6-3s, 6-4s. He's also going to hopefully make this point with a 6-5. So Mike will come up, and Chris has maybe got like 35-40% winning chances in this game because he's got the anchor. He's got a fuckload more now. So this is going to make... Oh, no, this is going to come out with 1. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I mean, maybe, but just think about... Surely you've got to think about coming out, Chris. Surely you've got to think about coming out here. So 1-6. You really want to come out here as well, but then you're leaving 6 5s and 1s, which is like 29 shots, something like that. This doesn't really do much now. 6-3, of course, making it. Now Chris is a big favourite, and he might even be able to cube soon. This should make the 2-point. It's not a brilliant roll, but it's... yeah, Chris should think... He should think he's 4 away. I mean, he can win gammons. Gammons are good for him. The recube obviously is not ideal for him, but it does... If he gets recubed and he takes, he's going to win the match. 4-3. I think this is a cube. I don't know why Chris isn't cubing, because he thinks that he doesn't want to give his opponent the cube and let him get lucky. So he wants to keep the value of the cube down. But I don't think that's necessarily right, even against a weaker opponent. So now I'm not so sure about the cube. How many has he got to play? 1 more 3. Well, this is like a pass. I mean, I don't see what he's going to do. What was the starting position? Oh, I see. Okay, well, Chris should have cubed that. Probably might have been a take. Now it's going to be like too good. I just don't understand some people's cube action. The 3 should be a banana split. I mean, there's obviously nothing else. It's not that difficult to find either. And then what about the cube action? What about the cube action? I mean, some players are going to pass this. Even if Chris misses, Mike will have 6s and 5s, 4s and 1s. So I think it's going to be a pretty easy take. But why not swing it? I guess Mike's going to pass, which is disappointing. There's stealing a point from nowhere. Yeah, there we go. Tut tut. Okay, so 3 away, 6 away. Now Chris doesn't need to double so quickly. That's a hit immediately. 5-4, just make the anchor. Make it. Chris's favourite already. Chris just wants an easy game. He wants another 5-4 or a 6-3. Double 5, not that great. Just making the 3-point with 2 of them from the mid. Mike wants to hit with a 3. 6-1 is reasonable. Obviously making. Chris wants a 6-3 again or a 4-5. 6-5, no hit. Chris knows this. No, 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 no. What is this? What is this? This is anti-backgap. This is ridiculous play. This is just not what you want. This is not what you want. Giving your opponent shots for absolutely no reason. And just take your time. Come on, take your time. Take your time. Yeah, maybe picking it up. I'm actually absolutely flabbergasted that there are 5 people watching this, and delighted as well. So maybe just come in on the no. What if you come in on the what you don't want to hit on the ace if you come in on the with what coming in on the ace point. So by elimination, you come in on the 5-point and then you slot the ace, slot the 5-point. He hasn't picked his dice up, so this is a much better. This basically meets your criteria, your objective, your priority is to make a block here, and so if you don't get hit, your favourite to be able to extend that block. This doesn't do that at all. This doesn't actually match any game plan whatsoever. So why would you do that? I've got no idea. 2-3, probably just coming up all the way. Preparing to escape. Chris wants not to be hit and also to escape this back man. Conversely, Mike wants to hit. He wants to make the 5-point. He wants to block this man in. So this should pick and pass. Pick and pass. And, okay, so Chris will have to hit here. Fine. Mike needs a double 2. Will obviously point on Chris's head. And Mike needs to be very aware of the cube. What happened there? Okay, so fast. So Chris will come out. So Mike can't cube this yet, of course. But if he hits, and there are some cubes here after a fan, it's probably a cube. I don't think he will cube. It might not be a cube. This is a very strong number. If he fans, it's a pass, I guess. And this is tricky. Can they just take a second over this cube action? This is just a standard. What was that? Doesn't even cube. It possibly was a take still, I guess. Doesn't even cube. Well, he's got a hit. He will hit. He will hit. You're going to pick this up, so now 2-5 won't hit. 2-5 won't be a hitter, but of course Chris has got a point and board, so being hit is less pesky. This is like too good, or even people just don't realize. There's no way this is takeable. No way this is takeable. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What he? I think he played on because he wasn't sure whether it's too good or not good enough. So maybe he'll cube now. I think he's going to cube. No, he's not. So that makes the 2-point. Wow, random, just so random. I know that's harsh, but it's like I don't understand what people just don't think. Probably making this. Now, of course, there are some bad numbers now. 3-1 will still play. Double 3 is the horror. I don't know what's safest here. I know double 3 is still bad now, and double 1 plays, but double 3 is bad. But double 3 would have played the other way, so that had to be wrong. So Mike could have been winning 4 points, but he's only won. He's only going to win. He's probably only going to win 1. He's looking at like 1.4 maybe. The settlement is 1.4. Anyone disagree with the The cube, the cube action or whatever. Just agree with something. Say something. So yeah, Gaz is watching. Gazzy. Gaz will know about those cubes. Maybe Luke will as well. Shout out to Luke. 1.3. Not even. Look, you see, you come in with a 6. There's no gammons here whatsoever. Chris is plain sailing. Plain sailing. He could have done with Mike. Could really have done with an extra point here to take him to 4 away. Now 5 away, it's much more difficult to win the match from 5 away unless you win a backgammon. Maybe I was a little bit conservative about the gammons. I think I would. Yeah, okay. I would have maybe brought in one to the 5 point there. I don't know whether it makes a difference. And he's going to get gammon. What happened? Oh, boxes, right? Okay. Well, so how can he save it? Double 2 won't. Double 4 will. Double 3 will. Okay. So this is a magic score for Mike. Even cubing now wouldn't be terrible. Wow, that's a big hit. And Mike needs to find the early cube here. He should find the early cube. Not here. I don't mean here, but this because Chris is on roll. This is a tricky play. You could probably come in on 24 and slot or play 13-11. I would cube this probably. It might be a little bit early. But 4 away, 3 away. Chris's take point when there are gammons is so elevated. What's going on? Simple. Okay, so this is not a cube anymore because of the safety factor of the 22 point. Is Mike thinking, or are these like internet glitches? Why, or is he just sort of taking a sip of? Oh, he is. That's a terrible cube. I mean, it's not terrible, but there's no threat. So he cubes when there's no threat, as opposed to when there's a threat, which is, counter 4-2. Yeah, you could even play 2 down, maybe. I don't know. Why would you cut? You wouldn't come up though. I wouldn't come up. You just want to stay back. You just want to stay back. Okay. So tricky. This is tricky. Obviously, you can see making the 10 point, but you leave shots and you don't want to leave shots. How do you not leave shots? Is there a way to not leave shots? I mean, is there a case for just slotting? It's off. It's very bad just to leave this man stranded here, and he gets hit. Um, Chris is almost favourite now. How do you play this? This is tricky as well. Okay, yeah, but then and then just play 13-7. You want to keep the bar, don't you? What if you do this and you're just going to play? That's going to be your third, your fourth. Oh, was that it? Okay. Um, yeah, probably wouldn't make the 5. I think I agree with this play. Um, yeah, reinforce. Now you make the 5. Of course, so you could make the bar, but I think you make the 5. It's only 4-3. And, Chris is definitely favourite. I think he's going to have to play behind. I'm not positive. Oh, you could clear. Yeah, okay. I didn't see that. Now, either 10-5. I think making the bar is too big. you could have come down. So the downside with this is it's very difficult to extend your, well, he chose well. It was difficult to extend the prime. You have to roll basically double six or double three to make the full prime. The other way, you obviously just roll any old four. So he'll hit, he'll come down. He's pretty safe here. There are 3 points he can come in on. Obviously not volunteering another block. You have to burn to the ace point. And probably that. Yep, not leaving the 4-3. I like this play. And this is just a terrible roll because the 2 is going to have to be here. And this is exactly what Chris wants. Gammonish position. One he doesn't need to cube. He's going to come out maybe just all the way. Just all the way for coverage. Is there a fancy play? No, but now if he rolls a 4-1. Wow, that's really nasty. I think the best thing Mike can do is clear the 7 point. Yeah. Or make it. Okay, fine. Sorry, I didn't see that. And no reason to cube here, I don't think. Just hitting. Coming out. And there are going to be some cubes here. Maybe not now. Maybe this is too good. This is almost certainly a pass. Even at this score. Well, and then I say almost certainly a pass. But I suppose when he's still in the air, now do you cube? Chris will not cube. That's for certain. So Mike's going to have to come out here. I think. This just gives up too much. Wow, what was that? So this is to my mind, this is a pass already. Is it too good? Do you lose any? Yeah, if your opponent rolls a 4-5 and he makes the bar. You know, Mike would go 1 away, 4 away, which is 18. So Mike still has some drop equity. So Mike will gladly drop in a situation where he has less than 18% winning chances here. Because if Chris recubes, then Chris wins the match. If Mike passes, you see, this is where Chris might have shot himself in the foot. And even this, so you have to miss, and then you know Mike still needs a 4-5 for. Now it's different because Mike's got a 5-point board, but still, I mean, Chris is still a big favourite. Now this I think Chris has to double because I mean, you know, if he's 18.56% is the take point, right? If Chris fails to roll like one of his numbers, ay, this is not good. I might be wrong, but you know, I think he had to cube there because he took the risk of um, of not rolling one of his good numbers, and I think that basically Mike didn't have 18%, had nowhere near 18% when Chris is threatening to make the bar and he's got a shitty board. So maybe Chris is just going to win a gammon. So 1-4, 1-3, 1 is pretty bad. Chris wants to fan. Does he hit? Probably. A lot of players choose to. Yeah, but now you have to. Maybe that was right. I don't know. 5 watchers, yay! 2-1. So 1-6, 1-5 will leave the block there. If red rolls 1-5 or 1-6, then he doesn't manage to pick this blot up. Okay, so I mean, Chris very rarely loses this game from here. Maybe it's like 2% or something. So Chris is going to go 12-9 Crawford. 12-9 Crawford. 12-9 Crawford. 12-9 Crawford. Crawford, Crawford. 12-9 Crawford. 12-9 Crawford. 12-9. All right, I'm going to stop singing. 12-9 Crawford. Okay. Oh, the cube here. Yeah, yeah. Well, I forgot about the cube. Okay. So Chris is almost there. He cheated Mike out of a point when he was 6 away, 4 away. Was that Mike wants to gammon Chris here. 2 down is the play, not splitting. Good. 2 down is the play. Chris should just split, go for it. I think, even though otherwise he's just gonna lose a gammon anyway. So I think Mike should probably hit twice. No, now any one is going to anchor up. I don't like this. I like anchoring up. Or hitting, maybe. Maybe you have to hit. Full prime. Full prime. Yeah, full prime. You've got reasonable chances of escaping and not crunching. How many numbers? It would be a good quiz question, I suppose. Like a 5-second quiz question, like 5, 4. How many numbers? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You only get 5 seconds. So good. Okay, splitting fine. Mike needs Chris to roll a number that is not safe. That's not one of them. He can just stack and play like that. Mike needs a gammon. That whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't want to win a gammon? You're just going to rely on. I don't think so. I think I would make the points here. I mean, how many bad numbers does Chris have? Not that many. 6-2 will point. 6-3. 6-3 is bad. 6-4 is okay. 6-5 points. 5-2. Not that many bad numbers. So, what is that? That's a monstrosity. That's a monstrosity. That I don't know what that is. So this man is just completely out of play. He can't contribute to any attack, any priming. He's just like dead. He's dead from the game. Okay, so Chris is not looking like he won't leave any shots. So how could the only way that Mike could pick up this man, of course, is for Chris not be able to cover it with a 5-2 or a 1, and for Mike to be able to subsequently have a block here that he can hit loose with, and for Chris to roll a 3. It's really unlikely. I don't. What is that? No. Oh no! Come on! Please don't make the ace point. Good. Okay. Okay. 3 is hitting. Is all automatic. 3 is forced. Yeah. So he wants Chris to roll a 1. What's going on? Good. Good for Mike. I mean, not good for Chris. So Chris is close to being leaving a shot now. So 5-1-4-1, 6-5, 6-4. Leave shots. 3-1 doesn't. 3-1 will clear the 4 point, but it's a bit dicey for Chris. Here's the shot. So hold on. You need to do something fancy here if you can. You need to try and absolutely freeze this man. You need this man desperately. Desperado. So is there anything you can? I mean, you could have switched, but maybe that's too much. So Mike shouldn't lose this game, but he doesn't win a gammon, and a gammon is worth how many percent? A lot. A gammon is worth a lot. So if Mike goes 10, if he goes 11, he's basically sort of 46% because Chris will have a free drop. But if he doesn't win a gammon, he needs to win a gammon on a 2 cube or one single game on a 2 cube and then another game. So I don't know what that is. That's a big weakness in my game. I mean, winning 2 games obviously is, like, say 50% times 50%, which is 25%. Half times a half is a quarter. Um, okay, this is a bad. Oh, I thought Mike rolled. Yeah, this is a bad number. So he has. I think he should hit. Why didn't he hit there? Why did he not hit? Okay, so he's going to win the game anyway. So all that matters is the result. We know it doesn't matter what you play as long as you get lucky. Um, and he's certain to win this. There's no way Chris can pull this out of the bag. No way. It's not possible. Only John Hurst could win this. And even then he'd struggle. The Hursty. Thirsty Hursty. So yeah, so Mike's going to need to win 2 games. He really needs to win a gammon. Chris should try and play this a little bit safely, so he should split, I think, with the 3. Try and get an advanced anchor. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, double take. Chris is obviously never passing. He would, if he passed, then he would give up like 25% match winning chances, something like that. What's that? How many more? Could we hit on the ace? So this is forced. This is a forced play. Yep. Yep. Hoping for the 1-6 or the 2-6. This is just a forced play. This is not terrible for Chris because he's going to fight for his own 5 point and not allowing his opponent to make his 5 point. 5. I suppose the 3 is going to cover and not hit. And again, now Chris is getting into a game where he's got 4 men back. He can get gammoned quite a lot of the time here and he can lose the match. So people don't understand that slotting here is very good. He's got 6 men here. You've got to unstack. You're never going to bring these guys around safely unless you've got the 4 point. So your goals here is to kind of make the 7, make the 4, maybe just put a man on the 2, hoping for it to get hit and to recycle. That's the idea. Those are the ideas. And now, you don't really want to hit this checker, but you really want to make the 4 point. But I suppose there's nothing better. Now your opponent's made the 4 point. Yeah, no, is that right? Maybe if Chris thinks it is, I'll go with him. I'll go with Chris. Well, one of them is to hit for sure. No, 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 no. This is just. This is. Please, you can't give up. You can't just give up the 8 point. It's like one of your major landing points. That would be absurd. Come on. Yeah. Mike sees it. He might be an old fogey, but he's not dead yet. Yeah, he sees it. See, people know these plays instinctively. People should just go with their gut, but they don't really understand. But just go with your gut. No big deal if you get it wrong. So Chris is just going to prepare his board, hope he doesn't roll big, and hit a shot. But this is not the type of game that Chris wants because he's going to get gammoned a shitload of the time. Maybe 20%, but that's enough. So we've got this 5-3 again. I would take time over this. Hold on. No, you definitely don't want a man on the 5 point. That's for sure. This is too advanced. You in this position, you want to be making your 9. You want to be making your 10. So by that reasoning, actually making the 10 point with the 5-3 was preferable. So yeah, make the 9. You need this as a landing point, and you need to, like, the idea is to sort of slot this eventually if you can't make it naturally. And your opponent's not going to break his anchors to hit, especially when he's got a shitty ball. No, 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 no. Wait, what's he done? What's he done? What's he done? I can't. So not hitting. There's no point in hitting, I don't think. But you probably have to. Chris, you no. But now you still. The real detraction of hitting here was that it's so difficult to make the fill in the gap here. So difficult, especially as you've got a man out of play that can't help doing it. So difficult. I don't think I would have hit. I think I would have come up to the 23. I'm actually going to have a look at the match afterwards and see how wrong I was about all my prognostications. So, yeah, look how far away these checkers are from the 4 point. Look, they're just here. These checkers are here, and the 4 point is here. See? When you look at it like that, you just see that hitting is, and now Mike is, Chris hasn't got a double anchor. Double anchors are just so safe. I remember Mochi telling me once that how safe. Um, I broke my anchor against Steve Bibby in the UK 2017 semi-final, and I think I had a triple anchor in board, and I broke one of the anchors um, because otherwise I would have had to have crunched my board. But it's still right to keep your anchors because anchors are so defensive. Um, so what have we got? 5-3. Okay, so he can hit on the ace point here. That prevents Chris from making the ace point. That seems good. And Chris is getting gammoned a fair amount of the time. I think you bring this down to the 9 point to build for the 3 point. Kind of going all out for the gammon. Definitely hitting. And then the one I'm not sure about. Yeah, I think Mike should hit. Although Mike's still in a pretty strong position. But if Chris makes this, then yeah, it's so now Chris is sort of cut down a lot on the gammon chances unless Mike manages to point on Chris here. So Mike should definitely hit, but the problem is that if he didn't hit the last roll, he's looking like he's not going to hit now. I would hit. He's got to win a gammon, so Chris should just like maximize his chances of making the 4 point, which that was his Achilles heel. The gap. That's a good roll, but Mike needs to win more than 2 points. Okay, I don't mind that one. I think I'm not sure. So yeah, it looks like Chris isn't going to lose a gammon from here. Um, it's probably right to just take this man out, but so that you don't get pointed on. Um, and Chris will just sort of accept a 2 point loss, basically. He shouldn't get gammoned unless there's like a big double and then a miss and then how many gammons here? Maybe 20, maybe 20%. Still quite a lot. So is he going to try and build his board? Is he like scared he's going to get gammoned? These are really tricky plays because you have to weigh up the disadvantage of wasting pips against the prospect of being in a shot hitting position, but then you don't have your board, And then when you don't have your board, you actually get gammon some of the time. Um, when your opponent can just come in and hit one of these checkers, like all these checkers. So that's why it's often making a board is actually sometimes better for saving the gammon than just like stacking them all up. But I think Chris is only going to lose like 10% gammons now, maybe. But if you're playing a money game or you're playing in a chouette, you're gonna, you're thinking, oh well, I might get gammon, no big deal. But of course, when you're playing in a match and your opponent's 3 away, a gammon on a 2 cube is going to lose you the match. So it just becomes much more critical to. That's what you're focusing on. So I think Chris will just break this anchor. Like, judging by how he played before, he's not going to waste 4 pips by going all the way to the 2 point. Not sure what he's thinking. I don't think you can afford to live a 1-5 and a 1-2. So if he just no, so why would you do that? Okay, so he's got lucky because now. But if Mike rolls like a big double and Chris misses, then Chris will get gammoned. So now he has to stay. So like a big double and a miss. So of course he has to go now. He's not going to get a crossover because I assume he's going to not leave the checker there. I don't think there's any gain from leaving the checker there. Yeah, I agree with this play. So he gets gammon some of the time. 2 off is good. 2 off is good. 2 off is good. No, this leaves 6-1, 5-1, 4-1 anyway. So a big double, like a sixes, fives, sixes or fives is, and that's, yeah, I mean, maybe Chris couldn't save it anyway. I mean, he's going to get G'd here. He's going to lose the match. That's it. I mean, it's like, what, 80% G's? That's a lot. Okay, so 8 men off, so he's got 4. That's going to help Chris. So Mike's in a 4-roll position. He's got 7 checkers left. All his doubles are working. Chris is going to need another big double, I think. No, he's not. He just needs a crossover and then a big number, and for Mike not to roll a double, so he's going to save it a lot of the time. Unlucky. So Mike wins the match. It's like a shot in the heart. I'm just going to go through XG, see what it says. See what it says. Where's my XG? Coming. Bear with me. Let's just have a look at those moves. Oh, okay. Technical. Oh, come on, please. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Come on. Do things. Close. It's going haywire because of all the resources. Okay, so finally it comes up. And if I can just... It's not happy. I might have to leave it there. Oh, here we go. I wonder how long... Okay, so if I go to window capture, and then I go to there we go, and if I go to file, import last game played. Sorry for the delay if anyone's sticking with me. Be cool if you did. And then okay. Where are we? Is it actually analyzing or not? Yeah, okay, so might be a little bit too slow to work with. Let's move this, obviously. Let's just get rid of it. Who needs that? Who needs him? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit slow. It's very sticky because of all the resources. 5-2. I don't think I joined until the middle of this game. This cube. Oh, this was. What was this? I don't remember this. That's not good. Double two. I don't remember this. Maybe I joined. Oh, yeah, maybe I kind of joined right here at the end. So Mike playing a clean, totally clean. I play a 0. Simple. Yeah, I think I just joined for the pass, so we're going to go here. So where Chris would be, Chris is 5 away, leading 8-7, and Mike is 6 away. 4-3. Do I remember this? Yeah, this I remember. 6-5, 13-10. So yeah, pointing with the 6-5. Oh yeah, where Chris had this double 4. Well, I said I would have come out here. No, he was absolutely bang on. Well done. Yeah, I mean, this is like pretty strong, I suppose, but he got unlucky because Mike rolled one of the numbers that makes the double 4 play look a bit foolish. And then 4-3, I suppose he didn't come out. I didn't see that because they were playing so quickly. Okay, that's obviously going to be bad. Oh, and then Chris just played on for the G. I think I remember him saying that someone should be doubling here. So I was obviously wrong. Oh, he made the 5 point. Yeah, I was totally wrong about this. It was correct. I'd called that wrongly. What else have we got? Oh, not saving the gammon. These are just gammon, sort of gammon saving plays, semi-gammon saving plays. You know, just making 2 crossovers as opposed to not. So that's pretty obvious. And then Chris eventually cubed him out, so that's fine. So this is why they were playing fast, because they were playing well. Chris was playing exceptionally well, which is no surprise. And what did we have here? We had this 4 away, 6 away, double 3 hitting twice. It was so fast. 2-1. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, he should have made the he should have actually made the point. So I was wrong again. So that's another black mark for me. And then we did have we did have a cube. So this was where I wanted to cube, and then he didn't make the 18, and I saw that, but I would have thought about it for a bit longer. It's not always right to make the 18 in those situations, but what else have we got? Hitting. Oh yeah, where Chris made the 5 point. Yeah, I thought about the benefits of splitting. I would have split there, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Um, and then what did we have? Oh yeah, we had this double six play, and he made the play that I thought was right, but I wasn't sure about because it left fives. And then not cubing was right. Okay, fine. It's often hard to commentate when you got 2 seconds. That's my excuse. And then a what was this double five? Yeah, Chris didn't come out. I didn't like that. 1-6. Yeah, I would have come up because you're just dead anyway. You're dead if you stay back. Did Chris have some cubes? So this was an enormous pass. 6-3 was right. Otherwise, it's too good. Okay, so I was way off. Way, way off. Yeah, I didn't say anything about this, but I would have definitely slotted the bar here because your opponent's got a button board, obvious kind of thing. And then 11-5. Oh, I didn't see the start of the play, so I wasn't sure what was going on. And what about after the cube action here? Okay, no, not quite good enough. Okay, so I think I wasn't sure if I was keeping. Yeah, maybe I wasn't. Fair enough. I won't be too. Oh, so quite a few games here. So what have we got here? We had this. Oh, 4-5. That was a great roll. So Chris is now 3 away, and yeah, he hit here. This is just, why would you hit? Just play, just play that. Perfect. Gets it safe. That's what you want. Bob's your uncle. Fan is your aunt. Yeah, this was just that's not even going to be analyzed yet because the computer doesn't understand. It's too complex for. There's no reason to. It just doesn't. You just don't gain when you do that. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to it. So it doesn't improve your position. At least when you come in on the 20 point and slot the 5, you can improve your position. Okay, and then yeah, I sort of saw it in the back of my mind. I didn't say anything, of course, just making the 2 point because if you make the 4 point on Chris's head, then you've got this open 5 point. But it's not a big deal. But yeah, but they were playing so fast. And again, this is probably a speed thing, or this looks natural. But you want to diversify your checkers to be able to build for the 5 and the 3 point. That's why it's better to play the one there than to play it there. Oh, my arrows aren't coming up on the. Okay, if anyone's watching, I don't know anyway. There you go. Okay. Now they will. And yeah, I'm back. If anyone's still there. And what, yeah, so he should have been cubing here, although it's a massive take. And here, yeah, he didn't stop. I didn't understand Chris's play. It just seemed much more normal to unstack here and do this. But fine. And then he did hit. Okay, good. And then what happened? Oh, he just sort of won a gammon. He won a running gammon. Okay. We're still analyzing. Okay, so where my computer's really sticky. Sticky, sticky. I mean, playing at this sort of speed, maybe it's. I see that what people are trying to do is they're trying to hurry their opponent up. But the question is, who is it benefiting? You have to be able to know that you play pretty well fast. Um, so Chris, yeah, he missed all these cubes here. Yeah, he cubed. So Mike cubed when he didn't have an advantage, and here the it would have been a much smaller error, but it still would have been an error to cube. So you don't need there's no reason to cube now. Your opponent's got a defensive 22 point, and the position has become static. You don't want to cube when there are no attacks on. And then what happens? Oh yeah, so he made right. So he made the 10 points. Right, yeah, double three, okay. And then this, and then yeah. So I didn't know what the play was, but I did spot. Of course, you have to pay particular attention to these plays. If you don't do this, 10-7, 9-7, and leave, that's the position after the play. If you do this, then you expend the prime with all fours, double two and 3-1. That's 14 numbers. Double one doesn't work unless your opponent leaves his one of these with one of these men, unless your opponent chooses to play one of these men down. So that's 14 numbers. But if you play a quiet play like this, like Chris did, this is the position after the roll, then you can only improve this with double six and double three, which is two numbers, so two as opposed to 14. And backgammon is a kind of game where you're always looking for little advantages and little instances where you can improve your position. So when you see that improving your position massively to basically an unbroachable six prime can only be done with two numbers as opposed to 14, then you see the power of actually just risking it, going all in, and then if you roll a four, and then also if you roll a six here, if your opponent fails to roll a six, I mean, obviously if he rolls a six, then you can't prime him. But if your opponent fails to roll a six, you've also got some good. You've got a very good 6-5, which will point, and you've got some sixes which are going to hit loose. So that makes sense to me. I wasn't sure at the time. And what else? 22, 17, 9, 5. Did Chris play that? Oh, this is the initial position. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I thought I thought the 5-4 came here. For some reason, I missaw it. Yeah, I think I still would have played this because now double three makes the prime instead of point six. Double three will still be a good number, but it's better to make the prime than to point on the 3 point. Then what else do we have? And then yeah, he wasn't cubing, and I don't think it's even against an opponent that's not not that bad. It's not right to look at what Chris's winning chances are here. 83%. So he's beyond the I don't understand why it's a pass because I thought that Mike's take point was 18.56. So if Chris wins a single game, then he goes one away, one away, four away, which I thought was 18.56. Oh, right, yeah, 18.56. And seeing that Mike has only got 16%, he can't take this. You know, I know that's theoretical, but if you look at the position, like, do you want to take this? And I think, yeah, fair enough that if we put it on plus or plus plus, it's gonna up our single game winning chances and make it maybe less of a double. I mean, it's only a small double, but things can go wrong. You see, you just want to claim your points, and then same thing, 82%. It's just it's slightly too much. Your opponent's got more drop fold equity, so your opponent will want to pass. If you know your opponent wants to pass, you're just going to cube. There's no point. You're not winning enough gammons to make it worth your while, and the gammon value isn't enough really at this score. So he missed four cubes in a row, and I would never miss cubes like that because I think missing cubes is like pretty bad. It's like cube taking a pass and passing a take, they can be difficult, but missing cubes is different. Missing cubes are like should be able to see the threats in the position, and unless you're absolutely certain that your opponent's um, going to pass a no double um, or you're going to make it all back on another game by extending the match, then you should really be cubing when you should be cubing when the computer says, because the computer's pretty spot on in these positions. Um, yeah, here this gives up too much. Now we know there are no gammons, so there's no real upside to playing on. And if you don't roll like a 3-1 or a 2-1, say you roll of like a 4-2, your opponent has just a free shot at free six shot, and your opponent doesn't have enough to take. He's got nowhere near enough to take. But if you don't double, he's got enough numbers to actually he's got 15%. So you just have to look at 15% as opposed to 18 and see that your opponent's passing. And oh, calm down. Yeah, and this one where people don't hit, I would have hit because your opponent can roll an immediate 1-4, 1-3, 1-2. Here, if your opponent rolls 2-1, and then you're not guaranteed of being able to hit him loose, and then even if you do, he can still pick it up next go, pick up the block. Anyway, very good. And then it was too good. And this wasn't so interesting. Oh yeah, Chris should have made the anchor, but it was close. Um, 7-3, 7-2. Yeah, this made no sense. Well, he just didn't hit. I don't think he saw it. But I'm hungry and I'm going to go soon. I guess that not many people watching it. It's interesting, like that Mike actually played better than Chris. And no, if people were watching, they say, Chris is a much better player, and he probably is in general, in on average. But people underestimate the players that aren't that well known. They just sort of dismiss them. Maybe I'm guilty of that as well. Uh, yeah, Chris should have come up with the three. And then the double five, I think it's going to say that he should have hit on the ace. Yeah, it's just much safer. Oh, and then yeah, Mike should have been hitting. No, he shouldn't have been hitting. I was totally wrong. Wow, it would have been a massive blunder to hit. Why am I looking at hitting there? Why am I thinking hitting? I don't know. But should Chris have hit and come off his anchor with the double one? Yes. So I was wrong about that. But it's close. So I was going to play. I was going to do this. I would have argued for this in a chouette. Well, assuming that there was no score implications, but I would have done this and just bided my time. But it's interesting. It's pretty close. I'm gonna wait to see what XG Roller Plus says. Yeah, he chose the wrong one there. And then what was this? 2218. The coming out is wrong. It's too timid. I mean, Chris to get gammoned here was like, that was ridiculous. That was pretty ridiculous. First Mike had to roll this big double, which I saw, before. Yeah, 27% gammons. So yeah, still enough. But after the double six, it's like massive, big favorite. And then Chris lost the match. Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, that's pretty much it. So nice to catch the end of the match. Well done, Mike. Hard luck, Chris, and thanks for watching.